Power bobsleigh is different in that it's just a monobob. It's a monobob, being you in the sled. You drive, you brake. The difference between us and the able bods would be that we get launched by a propulsion device. The propulsion device is meant to mimic a two-man start or a low-end two-man start. The reason why it's not higher than that is because we have to be mindful that people have spinal cord injuries. The sleds, if you could just look, this is a replica of an old two-man sled. We would have something called a para-kit on it. So when in the event that we crash, there's a higher side at the back so that our head and necks are protected, don't touch the ice. In here, you would have the D-rings in this area here, and the brakes would be between the D-rings. So the D-rings are, you'd be sat pretty much like this, and you steer the sled in that kind of motion. Our brakes, instead of like in a two-man sled, the brakes would be like in this area or around this area, and the brakeman who sat in this seat here would be just pulling up on it, whereas ours is to the front between our legs. My classification is bilateral below. So for me, I race with my legs off. I have full core body function and no issues with arms or spine. So that's probably the best classification that you can get. In terms of the other classifications, you can have similar, you can have spinal, you can have paraplegia. Some people have limited use of their hands. They can use their hands just enough to be able to drive the sled. And lower body, no lower body function. In that case, their seat would be higher than mine. They would put some risers about this, like little blocks like this. That would help raise their seats, the back of their seats, to support their neck and spine. In terms of stability in the sled, I wear a seat belt. I wear leg straps which are attached to the sled itself. Just Velcro your legs to the side of it, put a belt across your waist, and that keeps you steady and stable in the sled. In terms of the guys with paraplegia, they will have footrests that they can put their feet on. The reason why it's done this way is because for me, if I wore my legs in the sled, I would be completely like a normal able-bodied slider, because I can brace myself, I can push against, I can help myself in that regard. Those guys are unable to do that. So in order for it to be equal, they will take away my prosthetic limbs and try to make me as unstable as possible.